CJ, they felt like a game tonight where it was 3 games in one, especially with the different lineups that were out there on the floor. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Well, again, we got a late change, which came about with, and you got to figure it out with rotations and how we're gonna, what we're delivering, what we're trying to get to. We got a little stagnant, then we went faster. We got to play with a little bit more pace. We're able to get into it. Then we went back and we turned the ball over early, so that hurt us and put us in a bad spot. And then you can see, I can feel the energy dropping in the group, which we've had our problems, valuing the ball and getting good shots. But then I think our energy, I think this guy next to me came in and brought that and picked the tempo up, and we're able to set good screens. And then defensively, as the game went on, the screens started getting lower and lower, and they made some shots. They were up 19, and you're able to take a couple more shots and risk-free and feel comfortable in taking those shots.
So for you, do you feel like with this Adelaide team that it's a case of whoever's firing on the night and all the guys are buying into that if it's my night, I'm on the floor, and if it's not my night, then obviously I'm off the floor?
Well, it's not that way. Like, you have a rotation and where it's at, but clearly in the last few games, like, guys that come in and can get the job done, then you already got a leg up. And again, when you're delivering, I've got to give you every chance to continue to do that. And that's the way, sports, when you're on, keep me out there, and I can show you that I can deliver. And obviously fatigue kicks in and you got to sub out, and trying to keep that rotation. Clearly being in the positives is a good thing, and being able to help a team win ball games and bring the energy every single time is important. So trying to find that, trying to get that out of everyone, and clearly when you're playing 12, 13 players, it's kind of hard to do, as we all know.
And you commented on the fact that you're playing 12, 13 players, and a guy like Nick Marshall, for example, we haven't seen him much in the last few games and this season, but tonight you threw him out there and he delivered for you. Has there been a particular reason why Nick has taken a little while to get onto the floor?
Yeah, clearly with our rotations and the depth of our group, and I thought early, like, someone has to take a hit, and again, it's unfortunate, and especially the way he's been the last couple of years and how he's played. It was a slow start for him, I thought, and at the start of the year, and again, the last few weeks, he's been pretty amazing. I thought, the Perth game he was amazing all week, and to the point where I was kind of kicking myself of not playing him and giving him more opportunities to do stuff, because the way that he defended, the way that he played, his energy was amazing. And again, he's carried that on. And again, as I told him, this is just the start. You need to keep building and keep bringing that confidence every single day. It's kind of hard to do when you don't touch the floor that much, but he's bringing the right energy, the right mindset, and I'm proud of him.
Alex, you've had quite a few games in a row now where you've really had an impact and done exactly what many thought you would do when you came into the Adelaide 36ers lineup. The 1%ers, the diving on the ball, the grabbing the rebounds, and it's showing in your numbers. So are you starting to feel more comfortable and confident of you can do it at this NBL level?
Obviously, with the court time, confidence comes with that, and obviously with the coaching staff trusting in me to go out and do those 1%ers and bring the energy and the rebounds, which at certain spots of the game we've been lacking that. So just being able to fill that gap, and pretty much what I told CJ way back in May when I signed with the Sixers is give everything that I have on the court. So that's the norm for me.
And certainly you lifted the energy in the building along with you and Trenton Flowers at that moment. So is it one of those things where you want to continue to play that role for CJ and be that man?
Whatever man I need to be to help the team win or contribute, I'm willing to be that. So that's absolutely fine with me.
No problem at all. Thanks, CJ. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you very much.
Post-game, Jason B said the issue tonight was chasing and always being behind. 11% from 3 going into halftime. Was that a case of just missing shots, or was there something deeper than that?
I think it was just missing shots, because from what I heard, like this morning, well, at shoot-around, everyone was on point. At just before the game, pre-game, I asked my staff, how's everyone going? And they're like, oh, they're good. Like, everyone's on fire. And during the week, we made a lot of shots, and I was like, I would like for them to shoot like this during a game, which would be nice. And again, unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. And when you're spending the energy, I guess, and again, we keep teams at 82 points, and it's and you're busting your butt chasing from behind to do a little bit extra. You don't quite have the legs, but you also can panic a little bit when you have the open shots. You need to relax, even though there's a crowd and there's fans here. They're excited to see you get a look, and you're excited to get a shot, an open look. Obviously, guys have got to continue to knock those down. So we need to continue to work on that and get better, and clearly not have a show like that again.
Also, CJ, you mentioned DJ Vasiljevic's leadership and playmaking pre-game. We saw in that last quarter that his ability to kind of take the game over is a big factor as well. You think that's also a strength?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Clearly, teams will crawl in as they did tonight and try and make it hard for him to get shots. I know he can shoot Steph Curry shots. There's a time and a place to do that, and on the fight back. But guys have got to do a better job screening for him. He's got to continue to work as great players do. You got to keep finding a way to combat that, and we'll do a better job moving forward.
Yeah, Alex, I'd just like to ask for your input on the significance of playing on Remembrance Day.
Obviously, being Australian now, it obviously means a special deal to me. But anytime you're able to, take that moment and appreciate those who, sacrifice, their lives, their livelihood to, for the sake of their country is always something special. So it's definitely, a special day for myself being, an Australian and obviously celebrating, Remembrance Day as an Australian. Would have been a little bit sweeter to get a win, but hopefully next year that'll happen.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, CJ, clearly the offensive punch of Trey Kerr was missed tonight. When did you find out he wasn't going to be playing, and what's the nature of his injury severity at the minute?
It was a calf, and again, I haven't been at practice all week. Not all week. There was a couple of days I wasn't there, and when he came in, he wasn't really moving flash hot. And as we continue to track it, we try to see that by resting him, he'd be ready to go. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to come up trumps. And like anything, you want everyone to play, but it's not an excuse. It's just more of next man standing. And again, this is where you see the likes of Nick Marshall and other guys getting an opportunity. And it's like, well, there's minutes there for a guy who's been dominant for us. And while you don't get it out of one guy, you need to get it out of everybody and dig a little deeper in little spots. But everyone had their little cameo, which was great to see. Love for him to get healthy and get back on the floor, and hopefully he's good to go next week.
And Jacob Wiley barely played in the second half. Was he carrying the nigger, or was it more the fact that the second five was getting the job done, or not getting the job done in the win, but they were sort of providing the hustle that you wanted?
Yeah, I think a bit of both. I think obviously the second group brought that energy in. I wanted to keep riding as long as I could, and then bring Wiz back. And hopefully guys found their feet. And obviously through the week that he's had, it's been a pretty big week for him. And trying to keep everything in perspective. It's health and life and valuing all that. And when you get on the floor to give your all, which we talk about Remembrance Day, is giving your all and for an unbelievable cause. And there's no different. Well, there is a big difference. Let me take that back. It's giving your all when you're on the floor playing in front of your fans.
All good.
Thank you.
Thank you.